Alright guys, Red here. Today we're going to be looking at the RSI Galaxy Q&A. We're going to go over these details as quickly and as efficiently as possible. See if there's any information we can glean on RSI's upcoming beast of a ship. The first bit of information is that if you don't have a module, then the Galaxy will just have an empty void area. You'll still be able to put stuff in there, but there will not be any cargo plates to secure things to the ground. The reasons is stated for the Galaxy not coming with a stock module where they didn't want the users to be saddled with two modules, and that the modules take up physical inventory space. Therefore, if the base came with a module that the players didn't necessarily want, that would be an unfair penalty upon them. I don't think I would be complaining if I got a free module, but moving on. Next up was what was involved with changing out the modules. For example, how long would it take and where can it be done, and do we have to transport all the modules to the same location? The answer was that the modules need to be swapped out at a location capable of that type of work, such as Cousin Crow's. It will also require the ship to be there for a period of time. These timings are still to be determined, but due to the relative ease of access, this should not be a lengthy operation providing all the required parts are at that location. So it's looking like it's just like any other module, except it has to be in a specific place like Cousin Crow's, and it will take time to swap. Which is new, I suppose, and kinda cool, I guess. I'm okay with that, that's pretty cool. Apart from Orison Gravity Well, that is. Can the Galaxy's modules be dropped off planet side to create a temporary base of operations? No, because they require power and cooling from the ship itself, and they are locked in with some sort of covering cap, which can only be removed, I'm assuming, at a place like Cousin Crow's. The next question was, will there be any medical equipment in the non-modular section of the ship? And that is a perfectly fair question, because if you want to run a mining operation or cargo or whatever, it would be excellent if there was a medical bed there as well for respawning. But apparently no, there is no onboard medical equipment such as a med bed outside of the medical module. That is a little disappointing. The next question was about the Galaxy only having one large shield, and does it have any compensation for that? Will it be fast or heavily armoured? And I'm just going to give this answer verbatim because it's pretty important to upcoming work in the new year. This is part of a longer term relook at how not just shields but all components function across our ships. Expect to see more updates on this in the new year, along with further information on what ships are having alterations to their loadout to accommodate it. In short, the Galaxy will be well shielded for its size, as the role of size 3 large shields will be significantly different to size 2 medium ones, and a lot of ships will find themselves with either fewer larger items or more than 2 smaller items to provide greater gameplay depth. Now, I'm not entirely sure what that's in reference to. I do know that the shields on ships are apparently transmitted or projected from specific points on the ship, and if they're damaged or taken out, then, you know, your shield's buggered. And I get the feeling that that's what they're trying to indicate here, that where that shield projector is placed on the hull could become tactically very important. But I could be completely reading that wrong, I'm not sure. What is underneath the bridge? And I'm guessing they're talking about this area here, and it's just cool looking visual design with no intended gameplay functionality. Following that, there was an explanation of what the 2 rooms on the first floor at the very front of the Galaxy are. On the upper deck, the front 2 rooms behind the bridge are for the crew lift and docking collar. On the lower deck, the forward room is for components, and the one further back is the crew locker / suit room for exiting the vehicle via the lifts. Are there any pilot controlled turrets or pilot controlled weapons available to use? No. The pilot only has access to the missiles, and the turrets are controlled by the crew. How does the refinery module compare with the MISC expanses? The MISC can run 6 separate refining jobs, and does the Galaxy module have any storage for refined ore on its own? The Galaxy has storage for both raw and refined materials, as well as 2 reactors that are much larger than the expanses. So while it can run fewer simultaneous jobs, it can process much larger quantities per job and store them after. That's outstanding. That's something really to look forward to. I'm guessing not many people will have much problem with that. Will the Galaxy be able to refuel its quantum tank somehow from the refinery module? No. Unfortunately not. Apparently there is no direct connection to the quantum tanks from the refineries, so any quantanium is strictly for sale or trade. The next one is an excellent question. The Galaxy promotion website states that the afterdeck serves as a dedicated hangar or sizable cargo hold. So does that mean that the entire afterdeck is a cargo grid of 64 SCU, or can we transport the 64 SCU and an extra small ship? The answer is that the cargo will be stored round the edges and the extra small ship will fit in between them. So that's perfect. The next question is naturally then, if we don't have cargo, can we fit a bigger ship in there? The answer is if you can fit it through the door or up the lift, then sure. Cargo lift is capable of loading 232 SCU containers at a time, so vehicles up to and including the RSI Ursa will comfortably fit. The next question was about speed and manoeuvrability. Apparently it will be closer to the Carrack in terms of manoeuvrability and speed than to the Constellation. It also doesn't have any inbuilt systems to refuel or repair, so would rely on the players to bring the tools and equipment to do so. That's interesting, and that could also indicate that there's going to be some portable way to refuel ships in a hangar. And the last question, what size ships can we fit in the Galaxy's rear hangar? Will we get a missed prospector in there? Does it have a ramp or a lift? Or can ground vehicles only be used with the module lifts? The rear hangar is an extra small hangar and as such is not capable of fitting a missed prospector. However, the refinery module is fully compatible with the prospector and Argo Mold's cargo saddlebags, so they can still offload their materials to be refined. The rear hangar doesn't have a ramp, as the ramp would require extending the ship's footprint beyond its designated hangar metrics, denying it the use of certain landing pads, so only the central area is compatible with ground vehicles by design. They then go on to explain hangar sizing, basically saying that it will fit a Pisces, and then there's a disclaimer at the end saying basically we reserve the right to change any of this information at any point. And that's it. That's all the new information we've got on the RSI Galaxy. If you would like more little news bites like this, please let me know by leaving a like, maybe subscribe if it takes your fancy. 07 guys.